Iowa witnesses Trump's unprecedented and unhinged event. In the realm of competing political events, let us delve into the realm of absurdity and lunacy displayed by some prominent figures. One such individual is Ron DeSantis, who seems to have reached an unprecedented level of unhinged behavior, even surpassing that of Donald Trump himself. It is truly baffling to witness, but before we proceed, allow me to present a press conference held by Donald Trump. As we observe the room in this footage, it becomes apparent that the crowd is far from massive or diverse. Nevertheless, Donald Trump seizes this opportunity to perpetuate more disinformation regarding the 2020 election, while also expressing his envy towards Barack Obama. Let us play the clip, where Trump refers to Barack Hussein Obama, claiming that he received fewer votes in his second term. Trump asserts that he obtained the highest number of votes ever recorded, yet failed to secure victory. His explanation remains convoluted at best. It is evident that Donald Trump indulges in blatant falsehoods, fabricating stories about conversations with individuals from abroad who, according to him, were advised to enter the country through the southern border. Such claims are preposterous. Please watch the following clip for context. Trump: I have friends who reach out to me, requesting citizenship applications. I often suggest they visit the southern border instead. Why waste time elsewhere when there are numerous individuals seriously considering this option? In another instance, Donald Trump expresses his adamant belief that the absence of the Second Amendment would lead to catastrophe. According to him, relinquishing this right would not only result in the loss of personal safety but would also disrupt the fabric of society itself. Allow me to play the clip, where Trump passionately argues for the preservation of the Second Amendment. Trump: the Second Amendment is vital to this country. Without it, the consequences would be disastrous. Take, for instance, certain regions like Iowa, where not having this amendment would bring about chaos, endangering lives and eradicating any semblance of security. During the press conference, an intriguing moment unfolds when Fox interrupts Donald Trump's event. As they switch to his feed, Trump seizes the opportunity to spread conspiracy theories regarding Ashley Babbitt, an insurrectionist involved in the Capitol mob. It is important to note that this mob chanted derogatory remarks towards law enforcement and attempted to breach the room where lawmakers sought refuge. The situation could have resulted in the lawmakers' deaths. Tragically, Ashley Babbitt was shot and killed during the incident. However, in this clip, Donald Trump fabricates an entirely different narrative, contradicting the actual events. His words are in stark contrast to the evidence captured on video. Please watch the following clip for further context. Trump: look at what they've done to the January 6th people. Lives have been ruined, and many didn't even enter the building. It's a disgrace, a historical disgrace. Ashley Babbitt, who was unarmed, was shot by what I believe was a rogue cop. He had no business taking her life. In fact, some people say she was attempting to restrain others, contrary to what the video depicts. Ashley Babbitt was a staunch supporter of everyone present in this room. By all accounts, she was an exceptional person and a true patriot. Yet, she was callously shot without hesitation. Interestingly, Donald Trump, amidst his MAGA Republican rhetoric denouncing wokeness, claims he dislikes using the term itself. According to him, half the people using the term are unable to define its meaning. This highlights the sheer hypocrisy within the MAGA Republican camp and reveals their propensity for creating a complete and utter circus. However, it is worth noting that back in 2020, during the Donald Trump campaign, merchandise promoting wokeness was sold as part of their outreach to black voters. Shirts with the inscription "Woke Black Voters" and hats with the word woke were actively marketed. Here is evidence of the merchandise. Now, let us shift our focus to Ron DeSantis and his press conference where he addresses his primary concern, the woke mind virus. DeSantis questions whether people are pleased to witness this phenomenon infiltrating various institutions and attempting to impose its ideology on society, even affecting young children. Furthermore, he criticizes the federal government's implementation of a biomedical security state in response to the COVID-19 pandemic, which he argues has caused significant harm. Let's listen to his speech. DeSantis. Are people content with this woke mind virus infecting our institutions and enforcing its ideology, even upon impressionable young minds? And what about the federal government's attempt to impose a biomedical security state under the guise of COVID-19 mitigation? Such actions have inflicted tremendous damage upon millions of Americans concerned with healthcare and education. How do we ensure that? As we explore these competing events, it becomes evident that they are replete with bizarre and deranged moments. From the absurdity of Donald Trump's claims to Ron DeSantis' concerns over the woke mind virus, the political landscape appears to be immersed in a theater of contradictions and theatricality. It is crucial to critically evaluate the statements made by these figures and discern the truth amid the chaos. Upon closer examination of these competing events and the individuals involved, it becomes increasingly apparent that the political landscape is embroiled in a chaotic theater of contradictions and theatrics. The statements made by Donald Trump and Ron DeSantis exemplify a disregard for factual accuracy and a willingness to perpetuate falsehoods for their own political gain. Donald Trump's press conference reveals his proclivity for spreading disinformation and indulging in baseless conspiracy theories. His claims regarding the 2020 election, his jealousy towards Barack Obama, and the supposed conversations he had with individuals urging them to enter the country through the southern border are all unsubstantiated and lack any credible evidence. By fabricating stories and manipulating facts, Trump further erodes trust in the democratic process and perpetuates a climate of division and misinformation. Moreover, Trump's defense of the Second Amendment, while passionately delivered, fails to acknowledge the nuanced debates surrounding gun control. By painting a doomsday scenario of a society without the Second Amendment, he oversimplifies a complex issue and ignores the pressing need for responsible gun legislation. Such rhetoric contributes to the polarization of the gun control debate and obstructs meaningful discussions on ensuring public safety. The incident involving Ashley Babbitt's death during the Capitol insurrection further underscores Trump's inclination to twist facts to fit his narrative. While the video evidence clearly shows Babbitt as an active participant in a violent mob attempting to breach secure areas, Trump spins a different tale, suggesting she was a heroic figure attempting to restrain others. This deliberate misinterpretation not only undermines the truth but also disregards the lives at risk and the responsibility of those inciting such violence. In a bizarre twist, Donald Trump, who previously embraced the term woke as part of his campaign's outreach to black voters, now claims to dislike its usage. This glaring hypocrisy reveals a willingness to adopt or reject certain buzzwords based solely on political expediency, rather than a genuine understanding of their meaning. It highlights the fickle nature of Trump's positions and the extent to which he is willing to pander to his base. Moving on to Ron DeSantis. His fixation on the so-called woke mind virus raises questions about his understanding of social and cultural issues. By framing the pursuit of social justice and inclusivity as a contagious illness, DeSantis perpetuates a divisive narrative that dismisses the legitimate concerns and aspirations of marginalized communities. This rhetoric serves to alienate and belittle those striving for progress and equality. Furthermore, DeSantis' criticism of the federal government's response to the COVID-19 pandemic lacks nuance and fails to acknowledge the complex challenges faced by policymakers. While legitimate debate can and should occur regarding the balance between public health measures and personal freedoms, DeSantis' sweeping condemnation overlooks the need for collective action and responsible governance in times of crisis. In conclusion, these competing events and the individuals involved exemplify the disturbing trend of political figures prioritizing sensationalism, falsehoods, and self-interest over truth, integrity, and genuine public service. It is incumbent upon citizens to critically evaluate the statements made by these figures, seek reliable sources of information, and engage in informed discourse to safeguard the principles of democracy and promote a more transparent and accountable political landscape.